This is Captain Rob. We got a beautiful day, full day here in late October, and we're aboard a 36-foot Tiara, 1988 twin 3208 Cat diesels with the turbo, so it's 320 horsepower. And one of the best features about, I would have to say, about this boat is the size of the cockpit. It's absolutely huge with the 13.9 beam, and you have main fish box. The two side boxes have pumps and drainage attached to it, and I believe one could actually be used as for the bait well and aerator pump. Then you have your transom door gate, which that actually lifts. You actually put in plenty of rod holders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one here to the center is actually swivel, so if you're actually doing bluefin tuna fishing or for a big shark, it actually turns. Alright, stepping back down into the cockpit, your live well, main fish box. Underneath the main fish box, you have access to the rudders and bilge, and these also for the Bennett trim tabs. The unit's right back on the back transom wall. And all the plumbing goes out to a main bilge. And then you have here the tackle center. Has a sink underneath and tackle draws onto the right, and then storage on the left. You're at the helm. All the electronics work. It's just with the video, the screens are probably not going to show up that great with the resolution. There's an autopilot. There's a helm, upper helm up on the Tuna tower. You have the bench seating. Looks in good condition. The door slides over for the cabin. The entrance is for the cabin is very wide. Height, no problems for someone that's like 6'4", 6'5", getting into an express boat.
Sorry, Cap. Yeah, that handheld we have. I don't know. Some of us can't hear it.
That's the washdown pump right there in the corner. Combing pads were recently replaced. Captain Rob again aboard the 1988 36-foot Tiara twin 3208 Ts, Caterpillar diesels. Can't beat them. Probably one of the most reliable engines out there. And I'm with the owner, Tony. Tony, what can you say about your vessel? You like it? It said something about how comfortable it is to be out there fishing.
Oh, it's comfortable almost in any weather, and it's very economical with the diesels. Really don't burn much fuel at all.
You cruise at what, 20? You said 20?
22, yeah.
And it's amazing, because I even said in the earlier video clip that I have a Topaz, and this is by far has just having an additional foot of beam. What's the beam on this?
13.9.
13.9, so it's almost 14. And then what? This is your bait tackle center?
Yeah, that was specially built.
That was built for the boat?
Yeah.
You have all the seat cushions. But electronics look original for the most part?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, they had been updated.
They've been updated?
Oh, yeah.
And this is which is most important, is express style boats is your entrance down into the galley. And most people getting onto the express cruisers don't realize, if you're out at sea, how difficult it's to get in. And this is easy, very easy. A lot of headroom. And then we'll just turn around and show them going back out. You can tell by the stairs, nice and wide. Grab handles here to get out. And an open view to the back. And on the companion helm station, there's a bench seat opens up, so you have plenty of storage. And there's actually storage compartments on both sides. And this is pretty much going to end up our video clip of the cockpit, and I'll probably take one from the Tuna tower, so on this bright sunny day, and get a view from up above. It's got Captain Rob with the owner Tony, and we're aboard his Tiara, 36 foot, and it's amazing as far as how much room in the galley. I have a 32 Topaz, and the 1 foot extra of beam on this vessel, on the Tiara, and the 3 extra feet in length, it just unbelievable difference inside. So as you can see, it's the headroom, it's at least 7 feet right here when you're walking in. And then you have the whole bench seating, which there could be a dinette table that could be inserted in. Excellent lighting with all the hatches. And to have an enclosed forward stateroom. And the forward stateroom actually has another cabin, a door that leads into a separate bathroom. And the owner didn't even know he had a separate storage underneath the bed for like anchor locker or anchor rope and all that. We just found that for him after 12 years. Interesting find. There's more storage on the Tiara than you could possibly believe. And we'll take some more video of the outside of the hull and engine room shortly. And this is the cabin door for the bathroom. And it has a vacuum flush toilet, separate shower stall, lighting again, which is great. There's another hatch to the foredeck. Open the portal opens up on the side, on the port side. And then there's actual door that leads into the forward stateroom. All right, this is a great feature. This is actually a 1988 Tiara, and you're gonna lift it?
I will.
Okay. Most of the boats back then just had a hatch, or like even on mine, you had to remove all the seating up top to go and actually get access to the engines, full access to the engines. So you can have total access to get to your oil filters, air filter. What's the big tank on the side? That's your holding tank, Tony?
Yes.
You sold me already. What a, oh my goodness. Hopefully my father doesn't show up here a little bit later. And as you can see, the other side goes up too, right, Tony?
Yes.
And we'll just save that for another day when we start working on the boat. Yes. But which is awesome, like if you needed to go and take anything out, or even the genset, which we'll have to go and get started. But if there's anything major that you need to be done, having this, you can get access to everything. All right, it's Captain Rob, and in my favorite place by the Caterpillar diesel engines, 3208. And, you know, the difference between most express cruisers, especially mine, you cannot do this. You cannot just easily fit in between the engines. There is a ladder that you could go down and have access to pretty much everything. Tony, and what did you say? Now, the generator has not been started in, what, 3-4 years?
Yes.
Okay.
But it was running well. I just don't have occasion to use it anymore.
All right, so that's one thing that we would need to go and find out at some point in time. But as you can see, all the way out back, okay, there's plenty of room both on the port and starboard sides. Batteries are easy access in the back. You have your Perco switches. All right, now I'm towards the aft in the engine compartment. And this is our port side engine. 3208T, so that's 320 horsepower. You have your fuel filters right there. Very easy to install, replace, and there's a hand pump attached to it, so if you ever have to change, it's easy to go and get them pressurized. You have your ray cores right here, both starboard and port. Bilge. And then in the center of the cylinder, that's for the vacuum flush system. You got your transmission and the cable, and batteries. And that's that sea strainer that you have down here. What's that one lead to, Tony?
The sea strainer is probably for the generator.
For the generator right here? Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. And then forward you got the main water pump here. And looks like you replaced the alternator on this one.
Yeah, on both of them.
On both of them?
Yeah.
Goes down a lot. It's very quiet.
Yeah, it is.
For being 1998, it wasn't rattling, shaking, or anything.
Just grabbed it. Looks like a nest or something.
Right back in the cockpit. And Tony, what did you say about the ice boxes? They're all insulated?
Yeah, they're all foam insulated.
Foam insulated?
Use them for ice and fish.
And you got the transom door, and on the top you have the gate that opens up on top. So it's a walk-through, which is a nice feature. And you know, the combing boards, what, you replaced them last season or 2 seasons ago? Last season.
Yep.
So the combing padding is last season, which we're going to take off because we're going to store them for the next owner for next year. And it's an amazing cockpit. It's just absolutely huge. And for someone, even if you're fishing with a couple people, the great thing about an express style boat like this, you could actually fish from the helm, or not the helm, but you could actually steer from the helm and be right back in the fishing, which is awesome. This measuring stick looks a little bit off. You sure it's not in centimeters versus inches now with all the fluke?
Yeah.
And Captain Rob and Tony signing off from the cockpit, and he's going to make me climb the Tuna tower next. You know, which is good about this tower, I guess what you said it was by Power Tower?
Yes.
You know, it has the actual steps, have the grooves in them, and climbing up Tuna towers without them is not easy with the salt water and the spray.
Right.
So it makes it great. And then you have your spreader lights right there.
Right.
Looks good. And easy access forward. You can see how wide the gunwale is here.
Yeah.
So getting forward to the front deck is simple. All right, we're taking a photo of on the tower, and I'll go and get a video clip, or I'll take some photos of the radar screen itself. All right, we're on the tower. As you can see, you have it's pretty high, very high, and everything looks great. Captain Rob again, up on the Tuna Tower, custom built for this Tiara. When the owner bought it, I believe it was made by Tower Power, and which is good. It has the bench seat, and for fishing up on a Tuna Tower, we've got our center rigger. All your full controls. And then one thing again, which is great, is that the difference in the beam on this being close, I guess, close to 14 feet. You got your spreader lights. And a nice view. You have a bench seat, which is awesome. And upper station. The only thing missing is being 60 miles offshore. And we're going to be wrapping up our little tour aboard a 36-foot Tiara, 1988.